Yo, 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 what's going on, my Facebook fam, my YouTube fam? Welcome to the page. Ray Sean, keep it 100. Today we got a real serious story.
All right.
And I got my sister right here, one of my great friends, great friend, great mother. She's been fighting this battle for how long?
5 years.
5 years. And oh yeah, go ahead. You good, you good. And it's just been a long battle, and me being a friend and seeing how much of a great mother she is and knowing how the system is, it's been a very unfair battle. And it's like she's gonna explain more of the details. So now she's going through the same battle, of course, but now the father wants to move out of state. So he serves some type of paperwork to the court to try to get permission to take her son out of state. Then at the same time, the child doesn't want to, he doesn't like going through none of this, and he wants to be with his mother. You know what I mean? So he just, came up with this idea. I've been trying to help her as much as possible and just try to think of whatever could work. So I just thought maybe utilizing this platform and try to get her the proper representation to basically get a lawyer, because she has a lot of stuff against this man, which is another concern when it comes to the kids, because it's not a good situation. I'm gonna just put it like that. Like I said, she's gonna get more into details. So on that behalf, common sense will tell you the proper representation get I think, I believe it'll get her somewhere and get where she wants, which of course takes money and maybe even knowing the right people. So it's not just asking for help to get the funds for the proper representation, but you might know somebody out there more than you guys might have been through the situation and might have a lawyer or might have some type of information that could help in any type of way. So it's six people up in this thing. If you're watching on Facebook, I don't know if I can see your comments or not, but just make sure you come over here to YouTube. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up to help spread the awareness of the situation at hand. And let's help this young woman, help get justice basically for what she deserves as a mother, because it's not fair at all. And that's coming from a man. And I know it'd be hard for us to get father rights out here, but the system is corrupt in general, and this is another example. And just how it goes. This is a mother right here that's getting treated unfairly for nothing. There's no DCF case. There's nothing held against her. She's not a criminal. She has a place to live. She has an income, and she's been fighting and fighting. It's like she go to these court houses, these court dates, and basically has no voice. You know what I mean? So I'm this my
The
sister.
child
This
is
my
not in
good
any
friend.
terrible harm. I believe even being abused
But
verbally and mentally is considered harm
just
in
go ahead and
general.
get in front of the camera, introduce yourself, let them know your name, and tell them your story.
Sorry for my facial expression.
Yeah, we in the
The
sun,
sun's
so
beaming right in our face. But I'm Jolena. My son's 9. At the age of 4, my son, we ended up losing our first apartment. So I decided, letting my son go live with his dad instead of him going house to house. So, I grew up going house to house, hotel room, sleeping at my mom's friend's house, and I didn't like it. I've gotten, things done to me that I shouldn't have, and I didn't have a voice then. But, my son, he's telling me how his dad's, verbally and mentally abusing him, calling him, an idiot, a stupid kid. And then his new girlfriend, only been in his life for about 6 months, has been verbally abusing him as well, telling him he's such a bad kid, that he's gonna go to hell and the devil's gonna take him. And it's like no kid is bad. A kid acts out because a kid wants attention. My son, he's hyperactive. He needs a lot of attention, and I tell him all the time, the electronics, that's them trying to buy your love. You need to be sat down with. You need to get comforted. You need to be spoken to. You need to, get things occupied. You need to go run a mile. Let's go run a mile. And his girlfriend, she threatens to hit him with a charger cord. And when my son brought it to my attention, not only did I call his dad and tell him what was the situation that was brought to me from my son's own mouth in tears, he tells me, oh, AJ makes up stories. My son, he could exaggerate a story, But being told that you're gonna go to hell because you're a bad kid, I don't care how bad he's acted. I've never told that to my son. And it's hurtful because I always give my son a voice to, tell me how he feels, how what his situations make him uncomfortable. His comfort matters beyond mine in any matter, any situation. And when I put my son on the phone to tell his dad about how he felt about his girlfriend, speaking to him the way that he did, his dad told him, "What the fuck, fool?" Like, sorry for my language, but basically trying to tell him like you're not supposed to be telling your mom what's going on in my house. And that's exactly what the fuck food meant, because now my son, he told me, he says, my dad tells me that if you have any questions, tell me to go ask him about it. And I've called DCFS, reported it. I've, made multiple reports. Not only is he being mentally and verbally abused and threatened, my son has, his dad's been neglecting his medical needs. He's been residing in Lancaster for over a year. He hasn't seen his primary care physician in over a year from when I spoke to his physician, Brian Goff. And he got vaccinated with the COVID shot in December, hasn't had a checkup.
Without your permission.
Yeah, he got him vaccinated without my permission as
Which
well.
is this is the part where the co-parenting does not exist on his behalf, where from what I see as a witness in being her brother, her friend, and having her back is just it's unfairness. He's not even trying to co-parent, and that's something serious that we all going through with this pandemic. That's something that you should talk to with the other parent in regards of whatever the case may be. If you have
Because our kids aren't test dummies.
yeah, exactly, and
In 10 years, they're going to be like ain't no telling what they're going to say about the shot, no telling what kind of, and then on top of that, not only did he get his first dose, he was recommended to get a second dose of the COVID shot that he wasn't even unable to get due to the fact that he was past due. He didn't even know when we went to court on February 14th, he didn't know when was his shot, who gave him the shot, when was his next dosage. He didn't know any of these questions. And as I sat here and I kept trying to, I keep going to court. I have footage of my son's father,
don't say the details, but
I have footage of my son's father doing illegal activity. And I've mentioned it to DCFS once again, and the only thing that really sticks in the back of my head is how verbal abuse, mental abuse, and threats all lead up to physical abuse. And me personally knowing Anthony Avalos and him passing at the age of 10, it hits a spot for me because my son's 9 and he will be 10 in October. And in the court's eyes, he doesn't have a voice. A 9-year-old doesn't know what he wants. And my son, he knows what he wants. And he doesn't need to be with somebody who's just verbally abusing him. We gotta uplift these kids and let them know that they're better than us. And that's what I tell my son all the time. Even though I'm very strict and he may think I'm mean for taking his video games, and no, because there's so much more in the world that you can just go and see. Just get out of a screen. And his dad is just is
selfish.
he's beyond selfish. There's no words that I could legitly say without sounding so harsh, because at the end of the day he is my son's father, but his choices and actions and leading up to having my son act out the way that he does, it's not right. And I just want the proper representation to be able to, voice everything that I have, show the videos that I have. My son tells me that the older cousin socked his legs, and it's like that the older cousin shouldn't even be in his you know reach, due to the fact that he's a felon with a lot of criminal activity. And it's just, I'm just seeking help. That's all. you
So
know
yeah, you guys, just for all my people, How long has dad had her son?
My son,
It's
my
been
son,
5 years, you
yeah,
said?
he's had my son for about 5 years,
And once again, all she did was just lose her apartment,
and I've
and she
had
thought
visitations.
for the best interest of her son and still trying to be reasonable with the father is to let the son go with the father, and then he, it backfired on her basically to where
He enrolled him to school, and he then once he enrolled him into school, he had majority custody due to the fact that the child, my son was staying with him most of the time, and that's how that's how he gets labeled as physical custody. With in the court ties, we have joint custody.
but she's still not even getting like certain rights. It's still been hard. So what we trying to do is, just as far as getting the proper representation, she's trying to get a lawyer to represent herself and represent her son in court to get a bigger voice. Because you guys know how the system is. Um, it's all about money. It's all a game, and it takes money. So, and she does have a job. She is putting her own, income behind the cause too. But also, like I said, this is one of my ideas to help her. And I feel it's a good idea and it's needed. And I know, it's people on here that care about kids and care about mothers and parents in general in situations like this. So for anybody out there that would like to help, she did set up a GoFundMe account. It's strictly just for the proper representation to get a lawyer. At the same time, if you guys know any lawyers or any
That do have
professionals in California and LA County, right? Yeah.
LA
In Los
County.
Angeles County, the closer the better. Anything will help. So we asking for advice. If you can help with a donation to the GoFundMe to help raise money for a lawyer. I don't know how much it costs. I don't know if you set a goal on there, but I
Yeah,
think as a
it's between the price range of the attorneys that I've seen and spoke to. They're about like anywhere between 900 to 1700, depending on how long the cases are postponed.
yeah,
Um,
so that's not even too much money. So anything to help out you guys, and of course I'm gonna drop some money behind it, and we're just trying to get it out there to get it going as fast as possible because she still has these court dates, these upcoming court dates,
I'm
and
also collecting character letters from officers that I've known and met, just working where I work, serving them, and them knowing that I don't have no criminal activity, no criminal record. I don't cause no problems. I've never been a problem in any, what is it,
and
city that
also
I never
been
been
a
in.
been an activist. She didn't been there plenty of times with me with the boys. She didn't marry roll and so it's a lot of
I've been involved in kids' lives
it's like her book
and
of
matters
great
like
things
that.
is thick. She just need the voice to get that book of great things heard in the courtroom, which would consist of a lawyer. That's the only way. She's been fighting this for 5 or 6 years and still ain't got no voice.
Consistently, like back to back for the last two.
And in
I
the
was recently homeless.
in the court system, as the age of the son, he sit here and tell me how he feel. That's my little nephew. He sit here and tell his mama how he feel, but he ain't got no voice in that courthouse. And the only way to get that voice is to get, the proper representation, So like I said, anything to the GoFundMe, anything that y'all would donate to my channel, go ahead and donate it to my sister. Like, in this situation at hand, because when is your next court date?
April 25th.
And that's in regards to him wanting to move out of state, or
Yes, my son told me that he's planning on moving out of the state April 30th.
and he doesn't want to. So that's like I was listening to him last night, and I was just damn near about to cry. I didn't want to show it in front of my sister, but it's just it's a messed up situation, and it's not fair. And she don't, as a good mother, and what she wants for her child, in reality, and to what he wants was it doesn't add up. Like, you know what I mean? To where if she had her child, she wouldn't even act the way he been acting, even out of spite or nothing. So it's not even just her needs, it's for the child too.
Yeah, it's the comfortability of my own son. Like, he sleeps on the floor in the living room in a two-bedroom apartment with my son's father, his grandma, two other little kids, the girlfriend, and her two boys. And it's like, where does he even have space to even have time for his dad?
Somebody said, Little Miss Sunshine said she should qualify for a sliding fee scale attorney provided through the courts. That's what a friend of mine did. Does she have proper housing? Yeah, she has everything.
Yes, I have a
Like
whole
how she just
5 bedroom house.
explained right now with the father having custody. AJ is sleeping on the floor and all type of things where she has a house,
With
an
his own
extra room.
room.
She has her own room with an extra room. She has income. She has transportation, and it's in California City. She has family and friends out there. It's it's no cap. It's better support on this end, and it's just not fair. But she has everything, and that's part of the problem. Is she cannot prove herself in court? They're not listening to nothing. The
They just keep
videos that she have
denying and
on this
denying.
man is freaking ridiculous, and it goes further to show.
It should have been my son should have been removed from his custody from
Well,
what these videos are.
crazy. I seen the videos. It's ridiculous. Like, how can y'all see these videos and not give justice? At this point, it's justice. Like, real talk. And it's not fair, man. It's not fair. Hello, how you doing?
And, you met
Oh yeah.
Annabelle? I remember him.
Yeah, man. I was like, I seen you a couple times, man. A couple times.
Yesterday, they did the Steelers in the I told him to do that. That's possible. Every time I'm has 3 of them. He has one every room in his. One's Cowboys, one's San Francisco, and I was like, "Do you want the Steelers? Have you ever come and do this shit?" I will. But I'm gonna miss this.
Did you know about that part? What the last lady said?
Uh,
Qualify for the sliding fee.
they only gave that to me when I had first qualified when I first signed up for it.
Oh.
After that,
So what? It's like too late now or something.
no, they appointed me an attorney when I had first started going to court for my son, and then after that, they didn't give me the attorney anymore because we were self-represented.
But yeah, Sunshine, that's what we're trying to avoid too. At the same time, is anything court appointed. We just trying to raise funds to get an attorney on her end that's gonna come in and do the job like they supposed to. You know what I mean? So that's the whole goal right now. That's the whole purpose of what's going on. I guess she went through that process before, and it didn't work out, whatever the case may be. But it's just, this is an example of what goes on in the system, the unfairness. It could go either way. It's not just with just men. It's with however they feel, however they want to go, wherever the money is, that's how they gonna feel, which is not fair. Because at the end of the day, it's kids suffering, it's parents suffering, and it's not fair. And this, like, she's a victim of that, and she fears.
I personally you could antagonize me all you want, but when it comes to antagonizing my son and making him feel the way he feels, and I'm not okay. You
But
can hurt me all you want, but
antagonizing or not, it's still nothing that he could hold over your head, like you with the things that you could hold over his head in the court of law. If it was fair, that would be equal. He can't say nothing about you. You know what I mean? Besides,
that I was
you wasn't
homeless.
stable at first, but you stable
That was
now.
it. I was homeless. I
This
didn't
man
have a
doing all types
consistent
of stuff,
income.
and you know,
That's all he had on me, and that's the reason why that the judge has ruled more in his favor because the girlfriend that he had, she was very she like structured him to be a better person or a better father figure while she was in his life. And I still let my son see her. I'm not gonna take no woman out of my son's life who genuinely loves my son and my son genuinely loves and then he's putting a restraining order on her too because my son cried to her about how the new girlfriend threatened to hit him with the cords. And now you feel intimidated because you feel wrong about something that you're telling a 9-year-old child. Who tells a 9-year-old child that they're gonna go to hell? That's
so
that's 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 demonic. There is something really mentally wrong with that woman, and I don't understand how she has 2 kids of her own and want to bring another. AJ really cried and said that they want to have me a big brother, like son that would still be your sibling. It's It's sad how
So
people make kids
does
do.
anybody out there have any suggestions, any advice, or any questions, or anything else that you want to say?
I'm good. I
I think
don't
that's
have
pretty much
anything.
I mean, I think pretty much I think that's pretty much it, you guys. She said what she had to say, and I think everybody get the whole point. You know, just looking for the support out there, uh, for all types of reasons. You know, for justice and to prevent anything that could possibly happen for these parents. That's, you know, just in regards for their own self, and then it's just all types of things, you guys. And it's not a right situation at the end of the day. I'm a father myself, and I'm a co-parent. Like, it be all types of stuff I put to the side. I would never hold my child against the mother, and I respect that vice versa. And because at the end of the day, it affects the child. We all gonna grow up, and we all gonna ask questions. So what he's doing to the child right now, to AJ, is only gonna make AJ not like him in the end when he gets older, and you know he realized that. But she don't want that either. You know, she want that relationship with her son and her father. She want everything to be good, but he don't think like that. Oh, you go ahead, check it off. Yeah, just share the live. You know, just share it, share it, share it, share the message. It's not too much. It's not too much money that she has to raise to get a lawyer. On top, I'm gonna put some money on it. She gonna put some money on it. So this is just the because the court date is coming up so quick, and this is something that we've been talking about, but we just haven't did. So we just trying to get whatever extra help to get this lawyer quick, so you know she could get the proper representation. So like I said, it's not just about donating. It's share it. Share this live. If you see this message and you care about kids, you care for the mothers out there in these type of situations, just share it. Like, hit that thumbs up and share. Help spread awareness, because it's gonna be somebody out there. You never know. You know, that's how I think. You never know who could be out there. It might be one person. You might have shared this video. It might be one person that could do whatever. You know, just make magic happen. And that's just how you got to think. But peace and blessing, you guys. That's it. Prayers for my sister
Thank you
and
for
AJ.
listening.
And you know, thank you for listening.
And thank
Much
you for
love.
anything that you guys help with. But me and my son truly are thankful.
And it's real talk. Like, you know, I see my sister really affected. I seen her fight this battle for years, years. And she don't deserve this. She deserves it's like I said, it's justice at this point. So whatever y'all could do, the GoFundMe is in the description. If you don't want to do that, Cash App, whatever the case may be, man. We're gonna keep y'all updated and let y'all know what's going on. And you know, prayers always count too, y'all. But we out of here though. Peace and blessings. Much love.